Welcome back to the channel, guys. Now, in this episode, I said I really want to work on Slayer and Tombs of a Massacre. Now, like I said before in the previous episode, Tombs of a Massacre, I'm mainly going to be doing as a duo, so I'm going to be waiting for my partner to come around. So there's a lot of time in between where I'm going to be able to do Slayer and other stuff that I want to work on. So I just want to quickly start this episode off by saying this is going to be our first block task. Fire Giants. I hate this task, always have hated it. And it's a fairly high weight, and honestly, this will stay on my block list probably forever. So there is the first block. We've got 293 points left, so I'm not too worried. And our next task is Mutated Zargomites. That's a very quick task. That'll make up for half the points. Oh no, not half the points. 10% roughly of the points I just used to block. But TOA, very excited for it. As of me saying this right now, I have 10 KC that is over 150. If I show you real quick, Tombs of a Massacre, we have 10 KC over 150. I think I might have just said 200, but over 150, or 150 or over, sorry. And the majority are 200 to 220. We're kind of toying with what's best to run at the moment, but I'm going to talk about that in the next clip. So this is the setup we are running for TOA. There's a lot of upgrades that we could potentially get here, but of course my melee gear is probably the weakest out of all of it. Having to use a Dragon Scimitar on Akka and having to use it on the Warden Orb, it's not nice. The Keris Partisan does its job at Kefri. It's not as good as the Scimitar when it comes to Akka, so I do use that there, as well as in the Baba Puzzle Room. The Scepter also not great, but it's better than nothing. We could get a Mage Cape. I probably will at one point, but for now the main setup is this. This barely changes. We use the darts for Kefri Swarms. Now, like I said, mainly we're doing 200 to 220 at the moment in duos, and that's fine. And if I look at my combat achievements, we have actually done Insanity, but we figured it was not as consistent as doing the thing where it levels up after each like boss. I'm not sure what it's called, honestly. Like I said, I'm still learning it. But we've done an Insanity one. I'm not sure where it is. There it is. We've completed this combat achievement to not die whilst having aerial assault, stay vigilant, and Insanity on. So it's doable at the gear and the stats I have with a duo, but it's less consistent because if we noodle a lot on the last Warden phase, it gets messy. So we figured just to make it more consistent for now, we're going to do it where the bosses level up. It's worth the same amount of points, and the raids are a bit slower, but the unique chance is higher. Now, each raid is about a 2% chance of a unique, which is very good, and we are going for the Fang. But problem is we can't wield it yet. If I get to 82 attack before I get the Fang in duos, I do plan on doing solos as well as duos to get the Fang, because the Fang will be a huge upgrade for the account. It's going to help in so many places, and it opens up more content to the account. But for now, I'm going to show you just a basic Warden kill. This isn't with Insanity. I can't even remember what we had on this. I think we probably had the level up pathing. And I'll probably show the invocations. In fact, I'll go there in a second. I'll show you this Warden kill first, just to show you what an average Warden is like. So this is the Warden kill. As you can see, this is on 200 invocation. We've added a couple since. I think the highest we've done, like I said, is 220. But this is just an average Warden kill. Nothing perfect about it. No insane gameplay. I'm not an insane PVMer by any means. I see myself as a good player, a quick learner. So hopefully I will get a lot better over time. But for now, obviously I'm still learning and we're only 10Ks in. So there's a lot to improve on. Especially things like skulls, getting positions right and stuff like that. Eventually skull skips maybe even. I've heard that's very, very easy. But this is the average kill. You'll see when we get to the last phase of Warden, I do actually DDS spec. I haven't been doing that consistently because it doesn't seem very consistent to do. A lot of the time, the specs just hit zeros and the Boffer just seems to be more DPS. That probably is because my attack stat isn't very high. And I haven't got the best melee gear anyway, because I'm using like a hybrid mage melee gear. I don't have the biggest strength bonus either, so I don't have like a crazy max hit, or as high as a max hit as I could if I was in full melee gear. But I'll let you enjoy the rest of the fight, and then I will talk about something else after. as for invocations, these are the invocations that we have been running at 220. There's a couple more things we could add and change when we get more comfortable, but for now this seems to be pretty cushy, and we're going to get, well, I'm going to get more comfortable. My partner's done TOA before, but he's never done group TOA, so things are a little bit different. But this is what we're sitting at. I will just slowly scroll down. In fact, I'll just do it like this, and if you guys want to pause at any point, you can see exactly what we have on. But that is the invocations we are running. Once we are a lot more comfortable, or I get a fang, for example, a lot can be added. Insanity will be something that eventually gets added. Carefree at the moment isn't great because my DPS isn't great, so more overlords could definitely be something that's quite easy to deal with, but because I don't do a lot of damage in there, it's mainly my partner carrying that room. We could add in hardcore run, a shorter time limit. Honestly, we could do jog for it now, or maybe even run for it now, because our time is on average just under 30 minutes. So that could be another like 10 points if we wanted to, but it's not necessarily worth it at the moment. It won't increase my unique chance massively. But yeah, these are the invocations we are running, and it's very comfy at the moment. I wanted to show you guys each of the rooms in our current raids, and these recordings are after doing a little tweaking with invocations. We actually decided just to put Insanity back on. It's just so much better now that we're more comfortable doing it, I'm going to be honest with you. And we took another couple of things off just whilst we were learning Insanity from Warden, but nothing too much for worry. We're probably going to put them back on at one point, but it still works out at like 2% for a unique in my name, so it's still pretty low, but it's pretty much what you have to do to get a fang by the sounds of things, especially with the gear I have. But I just want to show a little bit of each room. There's nothing special I'm doing in any of these rooms, but you guys can see exactly like how they go. It's not the full kill because that would be very long, even if it is sped up. Some of these rooms take 3-4 minutes, and you know, 2 times speed. It's still 2 minutes of just watching a room. You guys have probably seen this, but just to give you an idea of how the rooms are and what it looks like, you know, my damage and stuff like that, just so you guys have an idea basically. But I'm gonna let the rest of the clips run, and I'll see you after I've shown all the TOA stuff. So that is what TOA is like on the account. Now, I just want to quickly say in this episode, if there's something you noticed that happened later but you saw sooner, it's because I wanted to put all the TOA related stuff at the start of the video and everything else after. You'll see what I mean later on in the video. You might have noticed in those TOA clips something that I had on me that I didn't actually have, that I done later, sorry, in the video. But enjoy the rest of the video. First, Jad task complete. Let's see if we can get the pet. We're going to be doing this every single time until we get the pet. That's why we're doing these tasks. No pet this time. very good experience for that task. 36k, and I could use a lot less supplies, but I like this task because it's lazy. I just go in there, whack my prey mage up, and just kill everything with a bofa. Nice and simple. And some free CA points. We can't complain. I didn't actually mention either, but when I done the let Jad hit you a near miss combat achievement, I think Jad hit me for a 6. So tick eating wasn't even needed. I just took a 6. Literally no damage. Obviously I'd done a tick eat anyway to be safe. But yeah, I think that's the lowest I've ever seen Jad hit someone when they like miss a prayer or something. Let's see what the next task is whilst we're here actually. Can we steal dragons? This game hates me. We got ourselves 69 Slayer, which now means we have all the requirements for Monkey Madness 2. Just picked up the last items that we need for the quest. So we're going to be doing this, and then straight after that, which honestly is going to make me very sad, we're going to be doing Dragon Slayer 2, which also means Legends Quest. So this is about 4 or 5 hours worth of questing, I believe, which is kind of miserable. This is going to be Legends Guild complete. Nice and easy. Now, Dragon Slayer 2. Oh, the skill reward. What do we even want to put this on? I don't even know how much experience this is. I guess Herblore if we can. Yeah, Herblore. TK Herblore. I didn't even realize we got that. I'm not going to lie. Oh, wait. Can we do it again? 60k Herblore. Is this about... I didn't realize this was this good. 90k Herblore. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. I'm happy. Wait, more? Is this 120k Herblore from this quest? So good. I didn't even realize. And 4 quest points. And access to the Legends Guild, so we can charge things like combat bracelets, games necklace, and things like that here right now, I believe, just on the totem pole. But yeah, I didn't realize we got that. 120k Herblore experience. Why didn't I do that quest earlier, man? Here it is, Dragon Slayer 2 complete. Now, you guys probably saw I over prepared for Galvec big time. I used way more than I could have, but I didn't want to just go in there, waste a load of stuff, because I wasn't sure how it was going to go. So I just went in Giga prepared, and it just fell over. I could have done that with just cram ones, but I wanted to make it as easy as possible, because why not, you know? I've got the supplies, make it easier. but to have this complete is very nice. I'm a little worried about going for the Vorkath head at the moment, but I mean, we're going to have to do it. The biggest problem is we're going to have to get a load of anti-poisons because we don't have anti-venom. I didn't realize there was a cutscene here, so when this cutscene ends, you will see Dragon Slayer 2 actually complete. So it turns out I'm a bad YouTuber, and I forgot to record the fact that I just completed Dragon Slayer 2 and got a load of experience. But I will say, now that we have access to the Myths Guild, it's nice to have a range this close to a bank so that I can cook my Karambwans, because they don't get a bonus on... actually, wait, maybe they do get a bonus at Assidious range. But either way, it's nice to have this right here. If I really want to AFK, I can cook and lose a bit of bonus at the Assidious range. But I believe there is also an NPC I can talk to that can give me extra experience, so I need to find out about that. I believe it's combat experience, so I'll have a look around and I'll show you what it is. All we have to do is talk to this NPC and we get 4 times 25k experience in a certain stat, and because we're training attack, it kind of feels like a waste, because I'm doing so much range experience in TOA. I'm actually going to put these in attack because it'll get me closer to the Fang. And honestly, the closer I get, the faster I can train attack, and the more exciting it is, because I might actually go to TOA and do it solo for the Fang if I get to 82. But I'm still not sure because I'm really enjoying Slayer. So we will see. I am currently getting the supplies for Vorkath, and we need anti-poisons for that because we don't have anti-venom. And you can buy 3-dose anti-poisons for like 450 GP each. Kind of expensive, but it's a lot quicker to get them. And we need 2 doses per venom, so we're going to need a lot of these, and I can buy them and soften them. There's a stock of 20 per wild. So I just come here, I buy them all, I bank them. So on average, I think it's like maybe 1.5 to 2 full anti-poison pots I'm going to need per kill. So if I get unlucky, I'm going to need about 100 anti-poison 4-dose to be able, well, I say unlucky, if I don't get the 1 in 50 before 50 KC, I get it anyway, if you guys didn't know that. But yeah, it's only a 1 in 50, so it's not really unlucky too much. If I go on rate, I'll get it guaranteed. But this is where we're buying them, so if you guys ever need to do this in future, this is a nice place to get them if you don't have anti-venoms. This is our gear setup for Vorkath. I've DPS calced it, and I need to swap to Diamond Bolts at about 159 HP on Vorkath for the best DPS possible. I also checked out Elite Void to see if it was worth going for, and it wasn't a big enough upgrade to warrant the time. I can just get the Assembler, and I'll get Elite Void when I really need it, because I don't need it at the moment. So this is the gear setup, which is the inventory we're running with, and we're going to be going from Sears Bank every time. I'm just going to pot stamina and just run up there, so I have as much inventory space as possible and as much food, because I really think this might hurt. With my defense level, I could see the Vorkath after the quest actually slapping me, because he's done a lot of damage during the quest, so his ranged attacks might just delete me. But let's see how it goes, I guess. So before anyone flames me, I did forget an anti-fire potion, but thankfully I realized just as I left the bank after the last clip, so we do have one of those now. There is the first kill. I get slapped here. Absolutely slapped. But manta rays, some nice food, I guess. We're currently sitting at 43 KC of Vorkav, no head just yet, and I need to cook some food. So I figured I would do family pest to get out of the way. This way I can have all 3 gauntlets at the same time. Don't really care about the chaos gauntlets, but not have to change between cooking and goldsmith gauntlets. It's very nice. It's going to cost us 500k, but it is also going to be very nice. I'm not actually sure where I get a second set of gauntlets. I think, oh, here we go. There's another set. And then we just go talk to the guy in Catherby and we can get the cooking ones. But yeah, I need these because I've run out of food. I need to cook. Hey, KC 45, almost all 50. I really didn't actually need to make many or cook many creme buns. Turns out we had pretty much just enough if I didn't cook any. But that's nice. We can go get the assembler now. Let's get ourselves this assembler. There we go. Aves assembler, the best in slot range cape until we have a quiver, which I've never done. And it's completely new content, but that's a long way away because it's also challenging content. But the assembler, very nice. I think this might even give me a max hit with both. So this will be nice at TOA and obviously anywhere I'm pretty much using range. Now it's been a long time since I've looked at my kingdom, but it's about that time that we actually collect it. Still 1.8 million in there. I've been adding every now and then when I come back to get favor. I've just been topping up, so it's always got 2 mil in there. That's the way I've been doing it. I don't really know why, because it doesn't really need that much, but just a clean 2 mil always looks good. Still on herbs, still on teak. So let's actually collect the resources. Here we go. What am I looking for? Renars. Why don't I know what a Renar looks like? There we go. 54 Renars. No Renar seeds, kind of sad. But the teak logs, this is the main reason we're doing this, I'll be honest with you. Outside of, obviously, good herbs. A hell of a lot of teak logs. This is going to help us get to 83 construction. In fact, that might just be 83 construction banked with what I already have. But either way, I'm not planning to do construction just yet, so we'll come back to it. And we'll have more. But 83 construction should be fairly soon. It's whenever I really need a pull. Whenever I need a pull for a piece of content, I am going to do construction, basically. I've been cleaning my bank up a little bit, and I decided to make an armor case in my house. This is going to help a lot with freeing up bank space. There's stuff that I can just keep in here, all like the angler set, the lumberjack set. That stuff I can just grab it out when I need it. I'm not going to need it in my bank. I can put things like the mourner set in there. I can put the rogue set. If I quickly go back, there's things like the ham set and whatnot. If I ever need these for any strange reason, I can just get them out of the house. I also just cleaned up all my herbs and put them all as unfinished potions. Got all the secondaries that I need. I'm not going to do it just yet, but I've got this ready. So if I'm a bank standing or anything, then I can just do some herbal whilst I'm there. But the whole ham set, for example, like I just said, this is like, what's it, 7 inventory slots in my bank I'm just about to free up from this one armor set. So this is huge for clearing my bank up because my bank is an absolute mess with a lot of clue items I'm keeping and stuff like that. I haven't put in stashes yet. It's about that time we get ourselves a Mage Arena cape. It's 4 AM, so it's probably a good time to do it. I won't get griefed whilst doing any of the quests, I hope. So we're going to do both Mage Arena 1 and Mage Arena 2. Mage Arena 2 is complete. Let's imbue our Guthix God Cape. I believe that is the whole quest done. Yep, Mage Arena 2 and best in slot Mage Cape. Oh, I can't put the staff on. Best in slot Mage Cape acquired. Actually, it doesn't look as bad as I remember it looking. So I'm kind of happy with that. You might be wondering, why the hell is there a random quest in here? I didn't mention any quest. It's because I wanted to get a few diaries done before I actually start Slayer. So we've done a few hards, 6 to be precise, almost done the RD one. There's no need really for me to finish this now. I don't mind not having it. The extra teleports are there, nice at the farm patch, but the RD teleport isn't too far. We got the desert, the Karamja, the Kurend, the Lumbridge, the Varrock, and the wilderness to all turn in. So let's go turn them in. So here are all the diary rewards. Now the main reason we've done these different ones, first of all, the Ash Sanctifier comes from Kurend. There's some other uses to this as well. We can get the Slayer Helm to act as a Shadium when we're on Lizard Shaman tasks. The Karamja Gloves, simply for a quicker way to Shiloh Village, because I'm going to be doing a lot of Slayer. Wilderness Sword, this is good. Well, the sword itself isn't good, but we can make the obelisk go where we want it to go. And there's no delay on teleporting out of Revenant Caves and Wilderness Boss Caves, which is huge. Desert. Honestly, I just done Desert because it was easy. I suppose KQ is an option now. Varrock for the Varrock Armor 3, which is good. As well as more Battle Staff today. Instead of 30, it's 60 now. So it's double the amount, which is very nice. And Lumbridge purely for unlimited teleports instead of just 3 a day here, because this place is annoying to get to. But I suppose we should use the lamps now. All of these are going onto Herblore. All 15k each, except for the Karamja one, because it was the first diary that was out. The reward is less. It's either going to be 10k or 7.5. I'm not actually sure how much we're going to get for this. Let's have a look. 10k. So still, that's a load of Herblore experience, almost a level from it. Ash Sanctifier, we're just going to charge with Death Runes. If you guys don't know what this is, it's the Ash version of the Bone Crusher. So it'll automatically scatter ashes from demonic creatures, which is nice because it's just passive prayer experience, because I never bother doing it anyway. But this is where we're going to end today's episode. My plan for next episode is to go really hard in Slayer. I feel like we've done a hell of a lot of progress and preparation for the real Slayer grind now. We've got our Assembler, we've got our God Cape, we're in TOA now. I'm going to be still, doing TOA, and there'll be clips of me doing TOA scattered about in episodes until we get the Fang. Then we'll decide what the real goal is after that when it comes to if we do more TOA or not. But next episode, hopefully Demonics, Tormented Demons, Basilisk Knights. There's so many things. We've currently got a Dust Devil task, and I forgot to extend them, so it's kind of miserable. But it's our first burst task, which is nice. But either way, I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.